Hey y'all, it's Papa Rocks here. Welcome to another reaction video for Ellipsity Life is Full of Phantoms Season 4. So we are going to be starting off with Season 4 Episode 3, Gene Pool. Now this was a new one last month, and so I think I was there for the premiere, but I don't remember watching most of it because I was focused on Ellipsity IMAGUEM fans and Ellipsity's Den. So we're actually gonna watch it and see what happens. So let's get started. Ooh, new intro. Yes, I love the intro, and I love the raccoon.
Warning. The Animal Jam series Life is Full of Phantoms is intended for viewers 13 and up, due to...
Fucking duck? I mean...
Well done, you have come so far. They know who you're truly
are.
You reached your final destination, and you never got
Happy
a
pony.
vacation. So long, you will not send. Good things must come to an end. Your goals have all been smothered. Nobody to blame but each other. You can try to fight over sword and flag, but when the story's done, the hero will be no one. 'Cause your days are numbered. Your whole team's outnumbered. Try to help each other.
Mr. Feeble!
Your days are numbered. You're free from every prison but the world you live in.
Who doesn't like numbered? Ooh, this is gonna be good.
Greetings. I come to you with ease and purpose. If you are in any way familiar with Solozano Rose and know about Lady Rosalia and Lexi's plans, you've heard them mention my name before. That is right. It is I, Stanley Nickerson. Now, before I begin the story, know that I do not have the ultimate truth, but I am here to shed light on the truth. My intent is to awaken you,
Awaken me, but I'm already awake.
Ponder this. Have you ever thought the world you live in, the very universe,
oh, they create. Oh my god, they created the solar system. Oh my god, so clever.
Creation? Have you ever asked yourself, does anyone know the true story behind Jamar's creation and the Phantom universe? The origin of the Phantoms, the Jammers, everywhere. Your answer may be, I learned it in school. I went to Phantom Combat School. I learned everything there was to know about the Phantoms and the origin of Jamar. That may be the case, but were you aware? There's a lot more to the story. A lot of information that the Jamarjan governments and the Phantom world would rather erase from history. Erased from the public mind. But I am here to enlighten you. Get comfortable, for I will be your teacher, teaching a rather unique type of curriculum, the truth you were never told. You might be asking, how are you alive, Mr. Nickerson? That is a wonderful question.
It's obvious.
I exist within another dimension.
Oh, so like the
Rose,
Zios and
the road
Mira,
that supposedly ends lives, is a big fat lie. But we'll get to that later on. Now, we are living in some very trying times. We're about to reach the end of an era. There is so much information to cover, but we must start from the very beginning. The origin of Jamar. Now the story begins with two heron sisters, named Mira and Rosalia. By now you've heard
so it is
of Imagueem
Rosalia.
Island, correct? What if I told you
I thought it was Rosalia.
Mira and Rosalia's first ever created civilization? It was paradise. It was the ideal spot to run away to for the summer holiday. However, it was the only place in existence at the time, as at the very beginning of Jamar, it was only bodies of water. And IMAGUEM Island was the first piece of land. The first of many wonderful landmarks, crystal sands, Mount Chevere, all the wonderful spots in Jamar you know about, as well as the Phantom Universe. Now let's describe Imagua Island. I'm assuming you only know bits and pieces of it. You know that it's a paradise for Imaguems that morphed from Phantom Officers.
It's definitely not a paradise for Billy.
Nowadays. Back in the day, Imagua was a wonderful, peaceful civilization. Temples everywhere, rivers, the jungle, flowers, fruit trees,
Adam and
everything you'd
Eve.
imagine in a tropical paradise. The very first jammers, the alphas, you name it. They started here at Imagua Island. But this story is not about the first jammers or the alphas. It is only about Mira and Rosalia. But at least now you know that foreign land the alphas came from. It was Imagua Island.
Stop.
Mira and Rosalia thrived. Mira was happily married to Zaios, and the villagers were content. Before I get to the conflict of this story, I must let you know, when Mira and Zaios created Jamar,
Fucking duck. I think Mom is yelling.
Came from, it was Imagua Island. Mira and Rosalia thrived. Mira was happily married to Zaios, and the villagers were content. Before I get to the conflict of this story, I must let you know, when Mira and Zaios created Jamar, they used 4 elements: water, oxygen, also known as air.
Just kidding.
If you want to be
Ice isn't relevant.
We'll say air, or wind, whatever floats your boat, dirt, and fire. They stored these elements inside artifacts. Artifacts that they embedded in these temples. A water temple, a fire temple, an air or oxygen temple, and a dirt temple. Each of these 4 temples had death traps to make sure that no one would reach the artifact. Each artifact has the ability to grant unlimited power of that respective element. For example, the water element will grant...
Hold on, pause y'all, pause. Okay, there's a fight downstairs. I don't want to explain it, just ignore if you hear any huge or yelling or sounds come from downstairs. Please, please, I love y'all.
Grant you unlimited water powers, if you are a water elemental tenuum. The same goes for a fire elemental tenuum, and an oxygen elemental,
so
or a
is
dirt
basically
elemental.
Not
Mira
fire,
and
water.
Zaios were sworn to protect these artifacts, because in the wrong hands, they could cause mass destruction of Jamar. Unlimited power of these elements would spell disaster. That is why they had to install the death traps in the temples. These death traps are as follows. The fire temple has serpents that breathe out blue fire, the hottest type of fire. Anyone who walks through that temple will be roasted by one of the serpents in 3 seconds flat. The water temple is filled with pools that will drown any trespassers. The entire room will fill with water, and the trespasser will not reach the artifact in time. They will drown, and the temple doors will close, essentially drowning the trespasser. The oxygen temple has broken pipes that spray out toxic toluene fumes. They suffocate the trespasser, as this chemical is highly toxic. And for the dirt temple, it is similar to the water temple, only with dirt. The entire temple will fill with dirt, suffocating the trespasser, and the temple doors will close, trapping the trespasser inside. It was always Mira and Zaios responsible for the creation of these landmarks, and Lady Rosalia never had to say in any of it. She had always aspired to help her sister create something, anything, and Mira forbade it. She preferred to work alone or with her husband Zaios, and this led Rosalia to grow spiteful and jealous of her sister, to the point where she herself would venture into Mira's forbidden temples. She tampered with the artifacts, indirectly causing natural disasters on Imagua. This infuriated Mira, and she warned her many times to stop. In retaliation, of course, she did not obey her sister. She wanted to prove Mira wrong,
and prove
to her that she could create something useful. So she created Bamiench, a neon blue serpent that jogs memories. But since she did not know how to create like Mira did, the creation of Bamiench went awry. And instead of jogging memories, he erased memories by consuming them. When creating Bamiench, there was a particular half of him that Rosalia forgot to add, and now, by consuming the memories of others, he's searching for his other half. Mira saw all of the damage Rosalia was causing, and decided to completely revoke her of any magic abilities that allowed her to create anything of her own. As a result of this, Rosalia grew so embittered and spiteful towards her sister. She began challenging Mira with the little power she had left. One day they fought so brutally that Mira struck Rosalia a fatal blow. Her wing was sliced, bleeding profusely. She felt so remorseful of what she had done to her sister Rosalia that her tears mixed with the blood of Rosalia created the first phantoms. This created a whole pool of purple blood that began flowing all the way to Jamal, known as the Purple River, and it's essentially where phantoms were originated and have been drowned. It's literally a pool of phantom genes. It is a gene pool, essentially. Rosalia and Mira's relationship had been damaged severely from that day forward. As an entire population of phantoms were born from that pool of blood, they began destroying everything in Jamal's sight, and Rosalia used that to her advantage.
So that's what the Phantom Disguise was in. He had a Phantom Disguise in.
He is trapped here in the Solozana Rose with me. That is where I am. I'm in another dimension that the Solozana Rose transferred me to. Everyone who has suffered the same fate of being thrown into the rose is here in this dimension. There's no way to escape. Before all of this, Rosalia was happily married to a husband named Solozano.
Stop.
Hence the name.
Okay, I'm sorry, guys. Stupid YouTube.
Before all of this, Rosalia was happily married to a husband named Solozano. Hence the name of the rose, Solozano Rose. He created the Solozano Rose ruins, temples of beautiful gardens where he grew the most gorgeous types of roses. Roses that had a multitude of powers. He named this rose after himself and gave it to Rosalia as a birthday gift. But Rosalia was so fed up with her husband taking Mira's side and the whole situation of not being able to create anything of her own, that she decided to use his rose for negativity. Using the powers of Bamiench, all good energy was sucked out of that rose, and it was used for evil from then on. She pushed her husband into the rose, where visually he turned to dust, but actually traveled here. She did the same to Zaios, and Mira, completely unaware of the rose's new lethal powers, had no idea where Zaios was. He made the foolish mistake of lending some of his powers to Rosalia in the past, and Rosalia used those powers for evil. Mira never agreed with it in the beginning, that their powers be divided with anyone, but since Rosalia was Mira's sister, she let it slide. With divided power, she couldn't cause much harm, right? Wrong. She created Bamiench, and now she had kidnapped Zaios and thrown him into the rose, and that is where Zaios went. He's trapped in the rose, the Solozana Rose, the second dimension that it travels to. Mira was so devastated and distraught because now Zaios was gone and nowhere to be found. So she put a curse on Rosalia and turned her into a hideous lynx, and she was permanently bound to Imagua Island, a force field trapping her there. She was never able to leave. Once again retaliating, she threw Mira into the rose with Zaios, and now they are both trapped in that dimension. Since that rose had wielded so much of Mira and Zaios' powers combined, they are now both trapped in that dimension, and Mira can only communicate with sidekicks via statues of herself. Rosalia and Mira are both trapped on Imagua now in a way, but the difference is, Rosalia has an army of Imaguems now, and is not trapped within that rose's other dimension. Every phantom that had originated from the gene pool has at some point given birth to new Phasmaferos, which became Imaguems in time. Lexi, Rosalia's great-great-granddaughter, was given the power to track down Imaguem who didn't turn on the AA protection, the Apparition Atmosphere protection. That is what gives away their location. Now,
so Billy
all
didn't
Rosalia
have
must do is lure Imaguems onto her island. Imaguems of all types of powers. She requires Imaguems of each force of nature. A wind Imaguem, a thunder Imaguem, a snow Imaguem, but most definitely...
We just figured out Billy's power, yellow snow! Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god! Hold on, let me go back. Hold up.
of nature. A wind IMAGUEM, a thunder IMAGUEM, a snow.
Guess what's the snow one? Yes! Also 2 fractal snows. We actually got 2 snow guardians. Hi Billy, how you doing? I bet you're watching this premiere right now. I bet you are. Who's a cutie? I'm just Snow!
No IMAGUEM, but most definitely not a sun IMAGUEM. A sun IMAGUEM has the ability to hinder Bamiench, who will never rise out of the ground to destroy Earth as long as the sun is out. The sun can destroy his eyesight. So what Rosalia must do is take a favorite of each nature weather force and extract their powers.
So she would actually grab Billy. Oh my god. No, I will not allow this. I will not allow you to torture a kid, Rosalia. That's just wrong.
She needs to extract them from the IMAGUEMs, because if she doesn't have all the elements and the forces of nature all together, she cannot bring about impending doom successfully and destroy Mira's creation.
As I said, I didn't pay attention because I was with the fans at Ellipsity, so yeah, that's why I reacted in this way. Like, oh my god, I had not even seen episode 4. Like, I missed the premiere for that.
There's a process. How will she get rid of the sun, you ask? A solar eclipse that will bring about 3 days of complete darkness. Why does she want this to happen? So she can end Mira's creation. She wants to bring about an impending apocalypse and completely recreate Mira's creation.
But then everybody dies.
She will have to destroy Mira's creation
natural
first
destruction.
before she recreates it. Now, as for the eclipse she's planning, how will this occur? She needs the extraction of each IMAGUEM's power. Once all the IMAGUEMs that will extract powers are aligned on the lines of power,
yeah, that one was Billy.
Those lines
Billy,
of power.
Oh no, no, no! Oh my god, this is a bad joke. Okay, you see how the snowflake is a goat? It just got me onto Billy Goat. Billy Goat. I'm sorry, Billy, but Billy Goat. Billy Goat. He's the greatest of all time, man. Okay, continue.
Are aligned on the lines of power, yes.
That was such a bad
lines of
joke
power
there.
are a power source of Jamar. You put the wrong people on there, you'll cause Armageddon. Once all the IMAGUEMs that will extract the powers
are those the lines of those are lines of power that destroy Cloud
Those lines of power
Geos?
will cause a planetary alignment. The planetary alignment will cause
Aren't the
3
planets
days
already
of
lined up,
darkness.
dumbass?
No
I mean,
sunlight, just a pitch black sky for 3 whole days. Bamiench is weak on his own, however, and must feed off of memories to find his other half of power. Since he's searching for that other half that Rosalia did not add, he must feed off of memories constantly. The memories will essentially determine when he's ready to rise out from under the ground and destroy everything. He can only do this during the 3 days of darkness, however, because the sun is completely covered up. These 3 days of darkness will be...
Okay, so I am making a huge theory right now. Since Billy is like the only IMAGUEM who's actually healthy, he might actually be able to, like, you know, observe the eclipse, you know, try to find ways to actually stop destruction. I think that's my theory right there. So Billy, you're a good boy. You're a good boy. You're a good boy.
lethal to the sun IMAGUEMs.
Hey guys, you
likely kill all of them, since their access to the sun is completely blocked. So basically, Rosalia needs an extraction of each power. This in turn gives her the powers she needs. A planetary alignment is caused when all the forces of nature stand on the lines of power, and when Bamiench is fed enough memories to fulfill his missing half, he will help Rosalia completely destroy Mira's creation. Do you see the process? The favorite IMAGUEMs give her the powers she needs. Bamiench will get to
so
rise
Billy's
out of
gonna
the
become a
ground
favorite, and then he's gonna deal with the whole, oh wait a minute, it's a 3-day eclipse, I got to stop this. Like, that's my theory right here.
Favorites are just the tools to getting what she
Yeah, that's my theory right there. I think Billy is gonna stop Rosalia. I think that's what's gonna happen.
wants, including Lexi. As for Milo's memories being fed to Bamiench, he is part of Rosalia's experiment. Rosalia will first feed off of Milo's memories, then Lexi's, then Billy's, and anyone else who becomes a favorite.
No, not Billy!
Nobody knows
No!
it. Not even Lexi.
I'm gonna become
Lexi
emotional.
trusts her great-grandmother, but in reality, She's just a tool to her. I knew of her true goals from the very beginning. I wrote a whole book on the motives of Solorzano Rose. Rosalia obviously did not like me doing that, because I tried to expose her little secrets. As a result, she burned my book, banished me to this dimension, threw me into the rose, as you know. And how she gets favorites, get this, it is a very gruesome method. Listen closely. How Rosalia continued the method of how to gain favorites was by hosting a beauty pageant for the girls.
Yes.
And a war for the
Yes. And those beauty pageant, yeah. It was like going all over the Ellipsity dimension. I call it the Ellipsity dimension because it's Ellipsity, you know. So yeah, it's just roamed over the Ellipsity dimension. Oh, there's a beauty pageant. Oh, there's a pasta games. And I overheard Billy saying, "Hey, why am I not showing up? Why am I still in the episode?" And I'm just like, why? And then this one person popped up with, "Hey, are you a girl? Are you participating in the pageant?" And that just made me laugh my ass off, man.
Boys, the beauty pageants determine who's going to be Rosalia's favorite. One girl wins the pageant, becomes a favorite. Everyone else suffers their fate by getting thrown into the Solorzano Rose. She covers it up and says they all went missing, when in reality, anyone who lost the beauty pageant was disposed of. She doesn't want anyone to know of this, however, and I exposed that in my book that she burned. Whichever girl wins the pageant becomes the female favorite. The boy must fight in a war for her, and if he survives the war, he will become the male favorite. So basically, it's one boy and one girl every year who becomes favorite at the plastic games. Right now, the current male and female favorites are Milo and Lexi. I was one of the favorites before, but because I dared to write a book on her, because I dared to be a thinker, as she puts it, I met my fate this way. Rosalia does not like thinkers. I know how to defeat her as well, and she did not want the other IMAGUEMs knowing of this. Listen closely, because the instructions on how to defeat Rosalia are very complicated. There are elemental tenuums, who must wield the artifacts hidden within those temples. The 4 forbidden temples, as you remember. Once they successfully get past the death traps, they can now wield the new weapons. They will need to start off by defeating Bamiench. To do this, they must wield the artifacts. Deprive him of eating any more memories. Remember the Holman's amulets? They must be placed in each of the stone dial's slots. This very stone dial is where the memories are sucked into the center and get fed to Bamiench.
Hence the memory title thingy.
To the
Not memory title, the menu title.
Where Bamiench lives. This is where he gets his nutrients from the memories that go down the tube. When you place the amulets inside the stone dial,
it looks like the
dial will stop working.
It looks like the frickin' main menu thingy.
Then, the elemental tenuums will get to go down there, use the artifact, and weaken Bamiench by throwing each elemental force at him. With Bamiench alive, he will continue feeding off of Rosalia's motives and grow stronger. This is why, before taking on Rosalia, they must destroy Bamiench. Should he rise out of the ground, he will destroy the world. He'll consume everyone's memories. He will breathe his blue fire. And by placing the amulets inside the stone dial, it will stop feeding him memories. If he can no longer be fed, he becomes vulnerable to defeat. However, if he continues consuming memories, he'll rise out of the ground, and the elemental forces will be unable to stop him. It is a very complicated process. Now here is an important detail you will need to take note of. Mira created the elemental tenuums, and Rosalia created the IMAGUEMs. The IMAGUEMs are Rosalia's creation, caused by her blood. Now here's what happened when Mira sliced Rosalia's wing. The blood from Rosalia created the first Phasmaferas and IMAGUEMs. Mira created the tenuums, including the elemental tenuums.
That's why they were so common, the tenuums, because Mira was the common one. That makes so much fucking sense, man.
Elemental artifacts must be wielded by elementals. Anyone else will be unable to get through the temples. It will require elemental tenuums with the greatest agility, the fine...
And so the reason why the Phasmaferas morphed to IMAGUEMs is because because Rosalia created them. Rosalia is the mother of all IMAGUEMs. That's why the Fast Affairs morph, because Rosalia created. Oh my god, it makes so much sense now. So Billy is actually Rosalia's creation confirmed. This is getting really cool, man.
And his skills.
So I just ordered these pieces here. And it was supposed to cost me over $100, but it ended up costing me.
Skip.
And a planned attack. Once Parmienche is dead, Rosalia is free of his influence. However, here comes the next part. Stopping the power extraction process. After Parmienche is dead, Rosalia will be purged. However, that will not stop the ritual she has started. As she extracts the powers from her favorite IMAGUEMs, quote-unquote favorite, she will chant a ritual that she will not be able to stop. It will extract every single power, every piece of individuality from the IMAGUEMs that are on the lines of power. Once these IMAGUEMs have their powers extracted, they lose their IMAGUEM form and become a source of nature. For example, Lexi could become a thundercloud after the extraction, or a bumblebee, or anything in nature. This is only if the extraction of power is successfully completed, however. While the power extraction process is occurring, Rosalia will be saying her ritual, and the IMAGUEMs will be screeching in pain. Now this is her ritual. Prepare to have chills sent down your spine. Release your gifts, I shall receive. Your powers shift, your corpse there leave. The souls you have belong to me. With your gifts you will set me free. Release your gifts, I shall receive. Your powers shift, your corpse there leave. The souls you have belong to me. With your gifts you will set me free. When you hear these words, you know that the extraction process cannot be stopped, as she will not stop chanting. Stopping the process will not be easy, as there will be new IMAGUEMs on the island recruited by Lexi herself. You know, the new ones that Lexi recruited before the whole ritual, and those who have not been on the island long enough to participate in the plastic games. That's the name of the beauty pageant that all the girls have to participate in, the plastic games. Anyway, these newbie IMAGUEMs will have their memories deleted from their mind, by Parmienche of course, and they will white knight for Lady Rosalia. They will fight off anyone who dares to interrupt the ritual. It will be very hard to get past all of them. They will do whatever they can, or what they were brainwashed to do, to protect Rosalia's ritual. But here's what to do once you make it through. Push every IMAGUEM off their particular spot on the lines of power, so that this process
whoa! Hold up. Was that who I think it was? Hold up.
Off anyone who dares to interrupt the ritual. It will be very hard to get past all of them. They will do whatever they can, or what they were brainwashed to do, to protect Rosalia's ritual. But here's what to do once you make it through. Push.
Guys? That's Ellipsity pushing. Making another series. Okay, so Ellipsity and his friends, they would actually travel to IMAGUEM. Wait a minute. Looks like a raccoon. And then there's Ellipsity. Huh. We'll find out more.
Every IMAGUEM off their particular spot on the lines of power, so that this process will not continue successfully. Natural disaster.
Wait a minute. That holler sounded like Billy, but I'm confusion. I know that Billy sound anywhere.
Disasters will appear everywhere around the world as this process is occurring. There will be snowstorms, lightning, fog covering up the skies. You will notice in the Jamorjan villages, there will be smoke, black smoke chasing after every villager, attempting to suffocate every villager. They will need to seek shelter in place in their homes. This is what Armageddon looks like. It will require the elemental tenuums and someone to push the IMAGUEMs off their spot on the lines of power when this ritual is occurring to save the world. And and they must do so before they are out of time. Take too long on defeating Bamianch? The 3 days of darkness will happen anyway, but he won't be there. Natural disasters will still destroy Jamar and the Phantom Universe. The planetary alignment will still cause the 3 days of darkness. Absolutely no light, just snowstorms, pitch black, black smoke. This is the end of an era. We must let go of childish things. Now is the time to prep. They could happen any day now. Whoever these elemental tenuums are, we will depend on them. Why was this left out of the lore, you might ask? Because it's too frightening. The very thought that Mira and Rosalia have so much power that one of them can actually destroy the entire existence of Jamar and the Phantom Universe was too much for the public to handle. Rosalia, Bamianch, IMAGUEM, they were all left out of the Jamajan lore for this reason. They didn't want anyone to know the truth. But it's time to open your eyes. Time to wake up. Don't waste your time on entertainment. Focus your energy on preparing for the worst, because the worst is yet to come. The next several months are going to be very tough for Jamar and the Phantom Universe. And if our elemental tenuums do not come and rescue us, we're in deep trouble. All Mira can do is send mind messages to psychics. She does this through statues of herself, and only psychics can hear her messages. I happen to be one of those psychics she reached, and that is how I know all this information. And she will continue to do this until the right people do what needs to be done. Our world, Mira's world, is at stake. It will all begin with 3 days of darkness. Should you see smoke, should you see the skies turn pitch black in midday, be warned. This will not be an easy fight. Elemental tenuums, we are depending on you, wherever you may be.
That was actually so awesome! Okay, so we're going to be doing Rise of the Elementals tomorrow. I had not seen it. I am so freaking excited. So go ahead, smash that like button. Shout out to Billy Crenshaw. And stay awesome. Stay poppin'. Bye!